Alright, we have a couple user clips ready for LearnWake analysis. These are toe side backroll attempts, and these are uploaded by one of our users. Let's scroll up and go to the first one. These are uploaded by cbkfergie. Let's start with this first toe side backroll attempt. The biggest thing I see is how you edge out and set up, and you'll notice as soon as I start playing this video, you're hanging on this out edge, and you hang out there for quite some time. Anytime that you do this long, slow edge out and kind of hang on the outside, we call it, that's going to force you to turn a little bit sharp and then flatten off at the wake. So let's check it out and see what happens. Alright, here we go. So see how slow your edge out is, and then you kind of just hang there and just hang there and just hang there, and then you come off edge, and that you do a good job at starting your edge nice and slow, but it still forces you to edge a little bit hard at the beginning. So let's check that out one more time. So I mean, you're hanging out there for a long time, and then right there is kind of a sharp turn, and that's created by how you're setting up, and that'll actually make you go flat at the wake. This isn't a bad attempt. And this is the start of the problem. I'm going to go through some stuff at the end of the trick as well. So let's go through it, and then see right here how your board is flat. That kind of initiates the problem that's happening on the landing, and I'll get to that in a second. So the way that you would fix this is, instead of doing this long, slow edge out, you would start at the wake. And what I actually have people do is I have them go up the wake a little bit first. So they go up the wake, and then they go down and out on a really aggressive edge, and about the halfway point out they come off their edge and go flat and try to get as much coasting speed outward but with a flat board, and that kind of releases you and gives you time to set up, and then from there you start a slow drifting edge in. So hard edge out, flat quick, and then coast the rest of the way out, and then a nice coasting drifting start of the edge in. That's how your setup needs to change, and that'll really help your pop at the wake. So let's play through this. And then right here we need to be on edge. I call this the edging zone. From the top of the wake to about the foam, there's usually foam right outside the trough. This is the trough. Right outside the trough there's foam. As soon as you enter that foam, you should be edging through the wake. You shouldn't really be edging too much on the outside. And that's another thing that's going to really help your pop. So let's play through it a little bit more. This is actually a really good position for a toe side back roll. Back layouts are more ideal. You'll see the problem here in just 1 second. Right there. Excuse me. If you notice your position, this is kind of a natural defense mechanism. People fold in half and kind of guard themselves from catching their toe side edge. But even more important, look at the nose of your board. It's actually pointed in the wrong direction. If you kept this same exact position but twisted your board, so you were more into like a backside slide position, you would have actually been able to ride this away. So the problem isn't necessarily your upper body, it's your lower body. It's the fact that it's not twisting. Your board and your hips and everything aren't twisting. So what I suggest is, before you do any of your attempts, go out to this side of the wake and do a one-handed backside slide, and just kind of hold the slide out beside the wake at normal speed, and just sit there and realize your landing position. Hips twisted, eyes still kind of forward, upper body untwisted, lower body and board twisted in that slide, and that will help you realize how you should land, and that should give you a better position on the landing regardless of the mistakes that you make. So that's the first attempt. Let's scroll down to your second attempt. Alright, we're going to play through this one. And see, again, you see that really long held edge out. That really kills your momentum and then makes you edge kind of hard at the beginning. And like I said, your turn isn't bad, but it could be a lot more efficient, and you can build a lot more momentum into the wake a lot easier. Biggest thing is it'll make you edge at the right time instead of out in the flats. So This one is actually, you held the edge better through the wake. You just didn't stand all the way tall. Let me see if I can rewind this and stop this at a different time. Whoops, I missed it. Well, missed it again. YouTube's kind of hard to stop. Yeah, right there. See how your legs are compressed? If I was able to frame it forward one more frame, which I'm not able to. Yeah, right there. That's the frame I was looking for. If you look at your position right here, both legs are extremely bent, and that means you're absorbing a lot of your pop. If you would have stood taller through the top, through the peak of the wake, you would have got a lot more height. And holding on with two hands, I think, is the big reason why you were able to edge through the wake better. So that if you did this same exact edge through the wake but stood taller with your position, I think you would have landed this one sweet. And that's why you felt like you weren't going to get enough height to complete your rotation. So that was the problem with that attempt. So I think if you fix those those three things, fix your setup on the way out. Don't take a long, slow, holding edge out. Take a hard edge out, come off edge and coast to finish the edge out, and then coast to start the edge in. All like a swinging motion. One swing out, and then right into your swing in. And then fix that position through the top of the wake. Try to make sure you stand all the way up. Make sure you stand all the way up, all the way tall with your hips forward through the top of the wake. And then on the landing, make sure you get that upper body twisted so that the nose of the board is pointing towards the shoreline that you're actually moving towards. And like I said, you might want to do a one-handed backside slide out in the flats to realize this position, this landing position, before each one of your attempts. Fix those three problems and I think you'll have a lot more success. Thanks for uploading your video.